It came without ribbons. It came without tags. It came without packages, boxes, or bags. Maybe Christmas doesn't come from a store. Maybe Christmas means just a little bit more. Mama face. Hey, what's good, guys? My name's Chris. Welcome back to the official WearTesters.com YouTube channel. Today we got a detailed look and review on these bad boys right here. This, my friends, is the Nike Kobe 6 Protro. Man, I'm excited. I cannot believe I have these. So before we get into the shoes, we do have a sponsor, and it's a great sponsor because it works really well for this one right here. And it's this guy right here. I was actually slightly a part of this, which is really cool. So after the, what I call the incident, it inspired Pat to go through Kobe's sneaker history, or sneaker career, I guess you can say. He hit up a whole bunch of people, myself included. So I'm actually in this book. There's all kinds of stuff, and every single shoe that he wore is listed in this. If you were interested in grabbing one of these, I highly recommend it. It's a great read, especially if you're into shoes, into Kobe and all of that stuff. And I'll have a link down below in the description box. I'll head you over to Amazon where you can check it out. And with that being said, let's get started. So first things first, these are going to be available over at Phenom and Phenom Global. This is a Protro, so they are different than the originals. I do have a few pairs of originals right here. This one's my favorite though. This is the OG. This is the first one that I copped. This is the launch colorway.
This is what you bought instead of the Grinches because...
Well, these were like impossible to get.
But also, your whole theme back then was...
Oh yes, I did want this one. I'm not gonna lie, I straight up wanted this one. Normally I like to buy shoes in their player team colorways first, before I buy all the special stuff. Like I explained that in the Chaos 5 Protro video. This was a different story. These were fire from the jump. You know what I mean? Like I wanted these, but they were mad hard to get. This one though was the first just regular colorway, launch colorway. These are just one of my favorite shoes of all time, and it is my favorite Kobe of all time to play in. I think that these are fantastic. And these are different than the Protro. So the original version, I'll just go over their tech specs real quick. In the heel, we do have a regular Zoom Air unit. So it's kind of like that U-shaped or whatever, flat right here on top, fairly thick, almost 10 millimeters. Then in the forefoot, there's an isolated forefoot unit. It's called a Met bag, and it's about this large. I don't have the insole in there, and you can actually see where it's like, here, I'll just hand it to you. It's easier if you look in there. It's like an oval.
Yeah, I see it.
Those were really popular back then. They used it on the original 5s as well. And on these guys here, they did not use it on the next model, on the Kobe 7. That's when they introduced the Kobe 7 system. So those are pretty much the tech specs. The midsole right here is Phylon, different on the Protro right here. So the Protro version is Cushlon. It's full length Cushlon. The forefoot has Zoom Turbo once again. So just like the Protro 5 back there. And Zoom Turbo kind of like goes across the entire forefoot. It's just a massive zoom unit, even though it's thinner, but it takes over that entire forefoot area. So the forefoot area technically increased as far as cushion goes. The back area, there is no Zoom Air anymore, unfortunately. Again, it's just Cushlon. And some people might consider that an upgrade. Some people consider that a downgrade. Technically, you did remove tech, so there's that. One of my favorite parts about the shoe though is actually these insoles right here, okay? These I did not love when I first played in like this guy right here. Even during the performance review, I was like, I don't really like this thing. And then afterwards, man, I just kept playing with it because I didn't have like shoes like we do now where there's so many launches every year. And so I was still playing in the shoe, and they did eventually mold to my foot, and it's the best thing ever. It made everything work so well, and it was just awesome. So you do have that same thing here, which is great. It sucks that you have to break them in again, but they're there. So once it does break in, it feels amazing. However, I did think that they were going to do something different with these because of the KD13s. So the KD13s also have this insole. The difference is though, is that they channeled out where the full length Zoom Strobel is in place. And so I was almost positive that they were going to do that with this, because I was like, why would they do that with these and switch them up a little bit and then not do that with this shoe? But they didn't. So I don't know why. It's just, it happened, which I do think is a bummer because I would have liked to have had the full length Zoom instead, but it is what it is. Additionally, they do come with extra laces. I like these laces. I always thought that they were red, but they're not. They're crimson. So it's like a orangey red. And yes, I do prefer those laces. I just kept one of each just to show you guys. They did change a couple of other things between the Protro and the original. One of those things is the last. The last is the shape that they build the upper around or mold the upper around. They said that this one is supposed to fit even closer to your foot. Personally, when I tried them on, I didn't notice a difference. So there's that. I'm not saying that it's a good or bad thing. I'm just saying I didn't notice. The second thing is that they said that they changed the traction a little bit. And to be perfectly honest, as I'm looking at it, like I really don't see anything. They thickened up the lines a little bit. That's about it. But as far as really changing the traction, they didn't really do that. I did see something though. The midsoles are just brand new. Like this line right here is super just like indented into the shoe and everything. And this one is just like barely there, you know? So they definitely have new tooling. So these are new, they're not these, which I think is interesting. There are a couple of other like small differences that I see, like when I have them in hand and everything, like the scales are a little bit different. These are more puffy. These are definitely flat. It just shows that they definitely recreated the shoe. It's not just the same old thing. Speaking of those scales, they originally were polyurethane. I believe they still are. I remember when I first saw this shoe, man, I was like, this is taking the Mamba thing a little too far. Then I ended up really loving it because this was so much different than the fuse that they used on the Kobe 5, where the Kobe 5 was skin fused and it felt okay. It was definitely better than the Kobe 4, which was the original Flywire. The skin fuse wasn't super durable or anything, and it was definitely all plasticky, and then I was afraid that this was going to be the same thing but with scales all over it, and it's not. It's actually like a really tiny micro mesh with Flywire cables into it, and then to be able to protect that micro mesh, they put these scales on. It was designed and functional. It was so cool, man. It was one of those things where you didn't like it at first, or at least me personally, only to just totally appreciate the hell out of it. And I was like, this is really cool. I think these are amazing. They also have the Nike Torch tongue, one of my favorite things ever. I wish that they would bring this stuff back. I think they put this on like Chinese shoes now, man. I don't even see this on Nikes really anymore. So missed opportunity in my opinion. I think that these fit really well. The ventilation of Torch tongues are awesome, and they relieve lace pressure because all of the honeycomb that's in there is padded. Now on top of that, the back section is actually synthetic. We have this weird iridescent looking kind of patent material. They were all different. Like this guy right here is a synthetic nubuck. These guys right here have synthetic leather. This guy right here is dope, man. It's got that hologram stuff. So that's there. And then we have the heel counter right here. This is my favorite heel counter that they've ever done. This and the Kobe 8, I think, are like some of the best because they have the strength of a TPU heel counter, but they carved out certain sections so that it makes everything a lot lighter and everything. So it's not bulky, it's not cumbersome, feels great, looks great, no complaints. Now, as far as their fit is concerned, they do fit true to size. So that's what I would recommend. If you're hooping at them, definitely go true to size. If you're just grabbing these for casual use, which a lot of people are, and I don't hate anybody for doing anything, except for if you're taking them just to resell, that's up. But if you are going to grab these just for casual use, you could go true to size or up half a size. It's because you don't have to worry about your shoes falling off or anything. You know what I mean? When you're trying to go out there and break ankles. So just real quick, I did want to reiterate that these are all originals. This I originally purchased. These two were actually gifted by a supporter, which was super dope of him. His name is Joel. I really appreciate it. And these guys right here, another supporter, I actually met him when we were both in line for the Kobe 5 Chaos Protros.
Oh, the barber.
Yes, we were the only two in line, okay? So we were the only ones really interested in grabbing that shoe. And his dad was actually selling his shoe collection. So I bought these from his dad, and I bought the two original Kobe 5s. And we did do videos on those as well. So if you wanted to do the little thumbnail thing that you like to do, then go for it. But I really do appreciate you guys. I think that it's awesome and super grateful. I'm not getting rid of them, clearly. It actually might be one of my favorite shoes, like basketball shoes ever.
Oh, wow.
I know.
High praise.
That's a very high statement because there's a lot of shoes that I really, really, really like, and a lot of them are from the 90s. So nobody else really likes them but me, you know what I mean? But as far as like a modern shoe goes, like this is one of those ones where if this was in a lineup with damn near anything else, you know what I mean? Like I'd be like, cool, we good.
I'm done. Let me bring my own insoles.
That's what I used to do actually. These, where did they go? Did I already put them away? Did I lose it?
Oh no.
Are you sitting on it?
Am I?
Nope. Where the f did the insole go? Is it on the floor?
Maybe the Grinch stole it. Is it not that upside down?
Oh. What a dumbass. This is the thing where I'd take this out and I'd put it in other shoes like it and stuff like that. That way I didn't have to break it in every time. That's what I was trying to do with those KD13s because I bought like 3 of them, the IDs, and I forgot to swap the insoles every time. And so every time I wore a different colorway, I had to like re-break in the damn thing. And I was like, man, I really can't believe that I have these.
I'm very happy for you.
Me too.
Fun Jody fact that has to do with the Grinch. Back in the 4th grade, I
this
played.
is a way back fact.
My teacher would have us put on plays for the younger classes, but they weren't plays in the typical sense where you like act it out. Instead, it was you were assigned a character and we would have to read our lines.
Oh, like a group story?
Yes.
I hated that.
But we would practice for like 2 weeks. I remember singing in my mirror all the Grinch songs. It was very serious.
Wow.
Very serious. And I, being the tiniest girl in our class, was Cindy Lou Who.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Also, fun Jody fact, she was a drama nerd.
I was.
So, yeah, I watched one of her plays.
You did.
way back in the day. I remember that.
Yep.
She's actually pretty good, which is weird because she could do that, but you put her in front of the camera for a YouTube video and she's like instantly sweats. You know what I mean? And she's like, I can't do it.
Stay tuned for our Christmas special.
Oh yeah. It's a very good one, hopefully.
It's going to be great. It's not edited yet, but it's going to be fantastic.
But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Thanks for all the support. Again, big thank you to Phenom. Their link will be in the description box. So if you're interested in anything, you can go like, what are those shoes? What are those shoes? Damn it.
Which one?
The ones with the hearts. We learned the name and I forgot about it.
CDG. Comme des garçons.
Cool. They got all those over there.
Yeah, they have a whole wall.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Happy holidays. Good luck to everyone. And until next time, guys, have a good one.